So in this video, we're going to see Senators Rick Scott and Josh Hawley clash in a tense back and forth over a bill to ban stock trading by members of Congress, with one defending public accountability and the other melting down over millionaire privilege. As usual, let's watch the video in full. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts at the end.
What other changes we can make to straighten this bill?
Senator Scott.
So first off, Senator Hawley, you said that I voted for the bill before. You also committed to work with me to improve the bill, which you didn't do. So let's think about where we are. I think everybody on this committee, nobody wants people to do trading. I think we all would agree with that.
Your mic on?
Yeah. Nobody would like people to do trading. We've watched Nancy Pelosi. Seems like she's figured out how to make a fortune off of trading. We'd all like to make as much money as she made in trading. I don't know anybody in the country that's done that well. So, but if you look at this, if you have a small business, you come up here, all right? It's illiquid. There's no buyer. What are you going to do? You just give it away. No. So you're telling people, let me finish. Okay, there's no buyer. If it's illiquid, there's no buyer. That's why it's called illiquid, right? You made a reference to billionaires, okay? I don't know when in this country it became a negative to make money. But somehow, if you've made money, you're supposedly, I think Senator Hawley suggests, you shouldn't be serving because you might trade stocks. Now, I came up here, I made money. I started out never knowing my dad, living in public housing. I lived the dream that many of us want to live, not be broke. I went to junior college, joined the Navy. I didn't go to some elite university. I went to the cheapest place I could find, and I went and built businesses. But somehow now, if you've made money, somehow it's negative up here. I did what Senator Johnson did. When I became governor of Florida, I sold my operating businesses, right? I did a blind trust while I was governor. I never saw what was in the blind trust. I never traded one thing that was in the blind trust. Somebody else did it. Now in this job, I don't trade stocks. I don't own operating businesses. But somehow it's suspect because I made money. I don't know how many people in the audience, how many of you don't want to make money? Anybody want to be poor? I don't. Right? So this idea that we're going to attack people because they make money is wrong. Is absolutely wrong. We should cherish all of our different backgrounds. Every one of us has a different background. I've got a business background. But what I was just accused of is making money, and somehow I can't be fair and do things the right way. So I think it's disgusting what is going on here. So, but I agree with I completely agree with you. We've got to stop people from trading stocks. But this is way different. This is an attack against the president, attack against the vice president. That's what this is. So I think it's wrong.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to correct that Senator Scott said that if you have a small business, you'd be forced to sell it. Small businesses are explicitly exempted under this bill to 1,200 employees. They are not covered. If you have a small business, you can maintain your ownership in that business throughout the entire time. And I don't mind anybody being rich. What I mind is people getting rich while they're here trading stock, which I think we can all agree on. And this bill would put a stop to.
So 1,200 employees. I had one company with 285,000 employees. That was publicly traded, but when it was private, it was not liquid. I had a variety of manufacturing companies that had a lot of employees. That stock was illiquid. I mean, if any of you bought and sold companies, you do not have, somebody's going to buy today. I know I can walk out the door and there'll be somebody to buy the company. So we're going to make people sell things when it might be an absolute worst time to sell something. and they busted their butt to go build that business, and then they want to come up here and serve, and then we say, well, you got to give up your net worth. That's wrong.
I'd like to make one quick point, then Senator Johnson. On the idea of whether you're a small business or not, I was a physician. There was 150 physicians in my practice, and we owned a bunch of stuff altogether. And we probably had 1,500, 2,000 employees. Sounds like I would have to divest as well. So you could be a small member of a large group that has a lot of money and a lot of employees, and you'd have to divest. I think there's just a lot of things that are not thought through here. Senator Johnson.
I'd like to make a couple more points. I've been here now for 15 years.
Okay. Wow. That was honestly kind of incredible. So here's my take, right? You've got Rick Scott, multimillionaire, former hospital CEO, guy with one of the sketchiest Medicare fraud histories in US, political memory, standing there just seething because a bill might inconvenience wealthy people who want to moonlight as lawmakers. And by inconvenience, I mean ask them to not actively trade stocks while shaping the laws that impact those markets. And I don't know, maybe I missed the part where the founding fathers said democracy only works if you're allowed to day trade Pfizer while you're on the Senate Health Committee. He goes off about being poor, joining the Navy, going to junior college. Okay, sure, that's a real story. Respect for that grind. But then he pivots so hard into this, I made money, so now you're punishing me thing. And it's like, what are you even talking about? No one's mad that you got rich. The issue is, you got rich, and now you want to write laws affecting the economy while holding on to the same investments that benefit from those laws. It's not complicated. It's corruption adjacent, and people are sick of it. And then Josh Hawley. Josh Hawley of all people is the one who has to jump in and fact check the Millionaire in real time. And weirdly, yeah, I'm kind of nodding along with him. Like, I don't trust Hawley farther than I could throw him, but he actually lays it out clearly. The bill exempts small businesses. You won't be forced to sell your family's bakery or your hardware store or whatever fantasy Rick Scott thinks he's defending. The target here is active financial conflict while in office. And you know what? That should absolutely be the standard. If you're in Congress, you don't get to trade individual stocks. You don't get to use insider knowledge to fatten your portfolio. You're not there to grow your assets. You're there to represent people, all of them. Not just your investors. Also, and I'm sorry I have to say this, the sheer meltdown energy of Scott's monologue. Anybody here want to be poor? Like, what? That's the bar now? You're either poor or you're hoarding illiquid private equity while writing federal legislation. Come on. He keeps saying it's disgusting and an attack on the president. Dude, the bill's about stock trading. Chill. The only reason someone would get this upset about it is if they've got something to lose. Meanwhile, Hawley, again, this pains me, but he sticks to the core idea. If you're getting rich from trading stocks while you're in office, you probably shouldn't be in office. And yeah, I agree with that fully. Unapologetically, this bill doesn't go too far. It doesn't go far enough. Let's ban members of Congress from owning individual stocks outright. Period. Put it all in index funds or a blind trust. You want to serve the public? Then serve the public. So yeah, I'm watching this, and honestly, it's a perfect little snapshot of how messed up things are. The guy with power and money is pitching a fit because someone finally drew a line, and the guy with the MAGA record is somehow the one holding the line. Unreal. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. While you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.